What's up, everybody? This is a update video of sorts for Space Marine Sampler. Having, a fun time with Space Marine 2, and I do enjoy this series. I know it's been a little bit since I put one up, but that's what I said. It's going to be like that. But with the Siege Mode update, which also gave us the Blood Angels and White Scars DLC packs, as well as what we know is coming come September-ish time period, I want to do a bit of an update. So, what is coming on the horizon for the game itself, if you didn't see, is a Power Axe. That's fun and cool. And a Tech Marine class. So that'll be really cool. Since the game came out, I've been wanting to see them do something like this, in terms of classes adding to it. I'm surprised they went with Tech Marine. I mean, it's one of the ones I wanted. But between that, it was like Tech Marine, Apothecary, and like Librarian, where I thoughts on classes that I'm like, okay, well, once Space Marine 3 was more or less confirmed, I was like, well, we'll probably see it there. So seeing it here is pretty cool. So I can't wait for that. We got the White Scars and Blood Angels DLC packs, with the White Scars getting the Assault Champion. And with that, we have loads of cool armor ornament stuff and symbols and colors to make use of, that we can use in a literal way, not literal way, the intended way for that chapter, or to use it beyond that scope, kind of like I did with the Nova Marine symbol for the Son of Medusa. So that's pretty cool. Now, with that said, Siege Mode is a lot of fun. There'll be good footage for Space Marine Sampler. It doesn't pull its punches, however. The majority of this video's footage is going to be from, if not all of it really, it's going to be from a Siege Mode I did on stream the day after it came out, because I didn't play it the day it came out. And yeah, that's why my face is in the bottom corner, but it was a lot of fun, despite being very hectic. I can see them potentially tuning this and tweaking it a little bit with some patches, but overall, a lot of fun. One thing I wasn't aware of was that the helmet for hard mode of Siege Mode is not cumulative, but consecutive waves. So it says 15 waves. I didn't really read into it too much, so when I got to wave 11 in hard mode, and then my allies dipped, and I was stuck with AI, it didn't go well. And that's when I discovered it's not cumulative, it's consecutive. Anyways, aside from that though, loads of fun. And with all this stuff, it got me thinking about this series, because it's been fun to do. So by all means, by the way, share any requests you have. I had one, that was really cool. If anybody else is itching to see one, let me know. Otherwise, I do have ideas, and there's still plenty to discuss. So before going into things I'm thinking about to add to this series, I want to say that in terms of doing it the quote-unquote normal way of looking at a Loyalist Space Marine force, there's plenty to look at. Even though there is a good selection of chapters in the game, to be honest with you, there's still plenty to look at that aren't in the game. So how we can represent that and get into the lore as well, right? So that's cool. But to broaden the horizon and add more variables and therefore more variety, I did have some ideas. And some of these ideas were based upon doing the Angels of Vengeance video that I did and the Deathwatch video that I did. It got me thinking about specialized unit formations or specialized units in a chapter or a force, right? Not everything needs to be full-on chapter status. A good example is with the stuff we gotten recently, Death Company. Death Company isn't done the exact same way for every building and successor either. So I can go into that, and instead of representing it as a chapter force, this is just a unit within a series of chapters, right? And there are other chapters that have stuff like this as well. So I got to thinking about that, and I could probably do like a Space Marine sampler for something like that. It would be few and far between, but it would allow me to focus on the chapter, quote-unquote, normally, and then maybe later revisit it with a specialized unit. So, just an idea. Along that same line, I brought up the Angels of Vengeance. The Death Watch is what really got me thinking about this, because it's not really a chapter, right? They're a Chamber Militant, but they're Space Marines on loan. It's a specialized force. The Angels of Vengeance I did, and that was a case of a force you can unlock in the game. And in fact, that's exactly what I did. But then you can save that scheme and delve into it further to further customize it. And instead of doing a full video like this for other forces, I was thinking about maybe um, a compilation of 2, maybe 3 max chapters being discussed in one Space Marine Sampler video. A real quick blurb on their lore, and these will be chapters that are in the game to unlock, right, officially, if you will. And then I can go into a blurb about the lore a little bit, and then delve further into them by showcasing, hey, if you save that scheme, you can adjust this helmet or adjust this, and this can mean something entirely different, just to kind of help, the Raven Guard have stuff like that. You can do this even with Ultramarines and Blood Angels and whomever else, just as a way to kind of further personalize the Force. So if you play Blood Angels and somebody else plays Blood Angels and a third person playing Blood Angels, you can all look different, aside from being different classes, as an idea, for example. So thinking, again, few and far between, maybe a compilation video or 2 here and there. And then, moving completely beyond just Loyalist Space Marine forces, but keeping the Loyalist concept, I was thinking about pre-Heresy and Codicy style stuff, right? One of the things that's popular to do in Space Marine 2, even still, is to do the Legion time period, and take the Traitor Legions and do them into pre-Heresy colors for Operations mode and now Siege mode. And I can do some of those as a Space Marine sampler, even though, yes, they're not existing as Primaris, it's just what the scheme looks like, and just for fun. And then lastly, kind of a what-if for full-on Chaos forces. Especially Renegade Chaos chapters that started life as a Loyalist force, what did that look like, and what if they were still around, type of deal. Go into the lore about how they went Traitor, and their visuals and all that jazz. That could be fun too, kind of as a what if. What if they were still loyal, how would that look in Space Marine 2? And with all that said, that's basically just some ideas for you. Let me know what you're thinking. I do have something to come, so it's not like I'm scrambling for ideas, but by all means, questions, requests, you can leave them. And still having fun with it, so hopefully you are too. And until next time, take care.